thinking of reaching out to Klein for a sponsorship because I just am going to start talking about them so much. My name is Parker Rex. I led product and technology at a startup that did well over $50 million in sales per year until we exited. After that, I did a bunch of dumb startup ideas, but I was using AI the whole time. So I feel pretty qualified to be able to talk about this stuff. Been doing it pretty much nonstop the last 3 years. Before that, 7 years of UX and product management and some coding experience. So real quick, I just wanted to show this off. So I have a thing that was vibe coded, aka did it wrong. And now I'm using Klein to fix things. And you'll notice that it's been trying to debug some auth stuff, and it has browser tools built in. Like, I feel like people just don't know about this. So when you're going and you have something that you're running and you want it to try to fix itself, it will open up its little browser and it'll click around and it'll find, oh yeah, the vibe code was broken. But that's awesome. That's like a really big deal. And it just kind of goes through it. It has the console logs there if there were some. And just some other features. This is just literally going to be like a 1 minute video, but some other stuff that I find really helpful with it is you have the instructions just as you would expect with like a cursor or a Windsurf. But there's things in here that are best practices that I feel like other tools aren't implementing or other people aren't implementing, which is to have a logging utility and to have it use that on pretty much everything that it's debugging, and then have in that logger utility different levels to it. So if you look and we check the logger, you'll see that it has levels of verbosity and then different tags. This is nothing new. If you're coding, you should be already using this, but it makes it even better when you're debugging. And then I wanted to just quickly show on Klein, they released two things that are really, really interesting, where there's kind of this AI war going on between Cursor and Windsurf, where everyone's like, oh my gosh, like there's so much better context, blah, blah, blah. And then Klein's just like, hey, someone in our community just made this awesome thing that might be better than all of yours. I haven't tested it yet, but it's just more of like a call out that open source is dope and a lot of people are contributing. But what I wanted to show is this. So techniques that power users are using. So what will apply to all tools is that it really keeps you on top of context windows. So it's like, the task-based paradigm is more helpful because it will push you in the direction of not spamming an LLM where, after a certain point, it's going to get bad. It recommends after I get to 150 to basically start sweating. Let's see if it fixes itself. Oh, you can see my password. I'm going to have to remove that. Let me snap so I remember. Unexpected error. But yeah, it's pushing itself in this direction of basically task-oriented work rather than just spamming through it. So when it finishes up a task, it'll actually push you in the direction not to continue down that route. And because, again, I have this whole thing up here, which this is probably the most expensive query I've ever done. I don't know why, but I can keep an eye on how large the context window is, how much stuff's going in, how much stuff's going out. And then the plan mode, obviously sick because I can go and I can toggle between these two. So in plan mode, I'm using all the goodies of like architecture models or chain of thought models that do the architecture for you. And then it tees it up for ACT. So as soon as I get that context, then I click over to ACT and it's like, and it starts running. And it's just fantastic. This is what I already mentioned, where you can crank up the verbosity. It mentions having a README in every single folder. So what I did is I basically just took this and then I parsed out the pieces that are relevant, that aren't, like this is written for somebody that's a human that's reading it, but then you just take it and you flip it, remove some of the sentences, and then put it into your instruction set and you get something that's really, really helpful. So I'm going to make more videos that are in depth on this, especially this right here, because I'm really interested in that. But I just want to make a quick video. I feel like it doesn't get enough love. And I went more in depth on it in my daily upload video on the Daily Uploads channel, where it's like long form, hour-long videos where I basically just am building public's kind of cringe, but that's kind of what I'm doing. Scaling an AI services agency to 100K a month, and that's so that I can fund my own startup. And I talk about the strategy and the things that I'm learning in the field while I'm doing client work. Because I feel like a lot of content is fluff on YouTube. No offense to the people that are just riding the AI hype wave, but maybe some offense to you because you're tricking a lot of people. You'll be like, hey, AI runs my whole life and join my school, which ironically, I have a school. I don't charge for it yet, but I'm a practitioner. I'm in the field. I've been in the field for a long time. I'm not just like a guru. So you can check out that channel too, where I go into it in much more depth. And that's it for now. Go check out Klein. It's sick. And I'll see you in the next video. And I got to move over here so I can talk about Klein, maybe take the headphones off. That's how you make a thumbnail. See ya.